Hey,
Good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Good.
I think Grayson McCall may have told a local reporter that when he went in the portal, he might have heard from UCLA. Did you have any contact with him when he
We
was in the
talked to
portal?
Grayson at some point in time, but most of that stuff it's progress towards degree and what classes match up and all that. And it didn't get much farther than the academic part. So.
Okay. Speaking of quarterbacks, where are we with UCLA starting quarterback?
UCLA started quarterback on Saturday will be Ethan Garbers. Collin Schlee and Dante Moore will also play. So all three of them will play on Saturday.
Wow. So tell us about the decision, and then going with three different quarterbacks.
All three of them deserve to play. They've all played outstanding. It's been a really good battle with those guys. Healthy competition, and they all have earned playing time. So, but Ethan will take the first snap. Ethan has the most experience in our offense. So Ethan will start the game, and you'll see Collin, and you'll also see Dante.
How will you divide the playing time? How will you decide
We'll
that?
figure that out by the end of the week.
I remember you saying the guy who was going to start was going to be the one who set himself apart. What was it about Ethan other than his experience?
It's all three of those guys are together, but someone has to take the first snap. So, Ethan's been here the longest in our system, so that's why Ethan started.
Have you ever had that a three quarterback system in a game going into that before?
No.
It's unprecedented.
But they deserve it. So
Okay.
I mean, it's the only fair way to do it in terms of how those guys have played and progressed here through spring and through the fall. So.
What kind of jump did Collin make from the spring that really put him in the mix?
I don't think he made any jump. I thought he was outstanding in the spring also. So I'm confused with the jump because I don't think he was behind anybody at any point in time during this whole thing.
So you're going to have three quarterbacks play going forward. I'm assuming you would like for one of them to be your quarterback, or are you open to keep
trying to beat Coastal Carolina?
Okay.
That's our plan. So our plan going into this game is to play against a really good Coastal Carolina team that obviously with Grayson McCall, one of the top returning quarterbacks in the country, and a really good football team. There are some unknowns because it's a brand new coaching staff, so new coordinators in all three phases, offensively, defensively, and special teams. So, but our sole focus is just on this Saturday.
Tell us some about the things about Dante Moore that you've seen that are kind of special that you'd like to see, let's say, in a game situation that could really...
Yeah, I think his repetitive accuracy in terms of throwing the football, he's outstanding at that. I think he's a really good decision maker. But he's never been in a game for us. I've never seen that. There's a difference for especially quarterbacks in practice than in games. In practice, they're not getting hit. In games, they're all going to get hit. So obviously it's a different... I'm excited about what he can do because he's shown great poise, great grasp of what we do offensively. Very accurate thrower, very calm. He doesn't get worked up. He's got a real good demeanor about how to play quarterback. So we're really excited about that. And, to come in as a true freshman and earn playing time as a true freshman is a credit to him in terms of what we believe his talent is, and he's shown it since he's been here. So.
How many situations have you been in where there's a player's kind of a gamer, he goes into a game and he really shows something in the game
Zero.
that you don't necessarily see in zero? Okay.
That's I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that you sync to your level of training. So there's no one I've ever been around that just has been awful in practice, and then you put them in game. Because the first reason, if they're awful in practice, you're not putting them in a game.
Not necessarily awful, but goes beyond what maybe you saw in practice.
I haven't seen that. It's like see it in practice, especially the way we practice. We get so many reps and so many things that I don't think there's going to be something that any of those guys do that's going to surprise you. Like, wow, I didn't think you could do that, because we get so many different scenarios out here on the practice field, so you can make a real good evaluation. So we don't subscribe to the gamer concept. We subscribe to that's how they train.
How much of a, I wouldn't say a concern, but thought process going into Dorian Thompson-Robinson had a talent for extending plays, for using his legs, that you might possibly lose some of that element without him?
He's not here, so we don't think of it that way. But I think Collin can do the same thing, and Dante and Garbs can do the same thing. All three of those guys run over 20 miles an hour, so they're in the same ballpark speed-wise as Dorian is. It's just, Dorian had a real special quality that way. But we don't sit there and go, wow, when we had Dorian, we did this. We don't have Dorian. And get an unbelievable career here and set a ton of records, and we're happy for him and not surprised by the success that he's having in Cleveland right now. But now you got to go to the next wave, and With these guys, it is a unique situation, but they deserve to play, and it's the only fair way to do it. It's, they're all competing at a really, really high level. To say, all right, we're just going to pick him, and the other two guys going to sit. That's just not the way it shook out. And we said we were going to have this. It was going to be organic, and it was going to be authentic, and that's what it is right now. And those guys are real comfortable with it.
A while back, you mentioned, Coastal obviously as a new defensive coordinator. Just what are you guys expecting out of their defense?
You look at the history of where he's been, and they have co-coordinators, so where they came from, and try to just do your background research on what their base stuff is. But you still we looked at all the Coastal stuff from last year, because what are they doing with their personnel, and how does that match with what the new coordinators do? So there's a lot of different film study that goes on, but we'll know for sure at 7:35 on Saturday.
Darius said no, only one hamstring pull in all of camp. Is that accurate, and how is that unusual?
Who said that?
Darius Musau. He said only one hamstring, because I was asking about the conditioning and all that stuff, and he said there was only one hamstring pull in all of camp.
It wasn't him, was it?
I don't know.
If it was, he didn't say anything about it.
But I guess his point was everybody's in great shape, and the conditioning staff did a great job of getting everybody ready.
They did. Yeah, they did. And we have, I think our guys, they came to camp in shape. They worked extremely hard here throughout the whole off season with KB and what those guys are doing there. And it showed for us, the intensity of our training sessions and what we could get out of our players, their ability to recover very fast and recover quickly. Told you what type of shape they're in. So, we're excited about finally getting to play someone else on Saturday.
So you got the starting job. How do you feel about that?
I feel great. Now it's time to get to work and win some football games this year.
So you got the starting job, but coach says three guys are going to play. How do you feel about that arrangement?
I mean, it is what it is. I'm going to go out there and do what I can do, control what I can control, and give it my all every snap.
Has he told you about how much playing time each one of you will get, or?
No, it's just based on whatever he feels like.
How was that announcement made to you?
He just told me before practice.
Today?
Yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how's that feel after transferring from Washington, being here a while, putting in all that work? Have that pay off just a bit at least.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously feels great, but like I said earlier, the job's not done. We still got football games to win, and we gotta have a great season. So it feels good.
Sorry, did you take a moment to celebrate it all?
No, because I mean, we still got a full packed day with practice, meetings, game plan, getting ready for Coastal Carolina. So I mean, just took it, said, hey, let's go, and on to the next.
What do you feel like you need to do Saturday?
Get the ball to our receivers. Protect myself in the protection and make some good stuff in the run game and let the guys around me do the work.
How did the rest of the team receive it? Were they all told at the same time also?
I don't know about that yet. I haven't had a chance to talk to any of them or anything like that.
What's the dynamic between you three guys?
I'd say we're all pretty good friends for just getting to know each other this start of this year. We're all pretty good friends. I mean, we spend the most time together than anybody on the team, so naturally when someone's similar in age like that, you're obviously gonna become really good friends with them. So I mean, they've been supportive of everything, and I support them and whatever they do, and it's just a good relationship.
I know it's still early in the week, but what have you seen from Coastal Carolina's defense?
Yeah, they're a good defense. They got some good athletes. We're excited to see what they play, and we're hoping we can get some deep shots and run the ball.
Where do you think you've made the most strides, back when this started in the spring and where you are now?
Yeah, so my biggest goal was kind of just increase my overall knowledge of football and of defenses and of our offense. And I think that has been the biggest stride, because going out there, it kind of just feels like a video game, and I'm seeing everything good, and I know what I'm looking at and know what I'm looking for.
Speaking of video games, how much does that simulator help you?
It helps a good amount. Yesterday, I think I had the GoPro on. Dante had it on today, and I think we got like 20 or 30 reps from practice. That is just like taking a game rep. You're seeing it from the eyes of the quarterback, and you're looking at all the tells and everything we need. So it's a really good tool.
Is that an everyday thing or once a week thing?
Yeah, so I mean, we all have every quarterback has their own Oculus, and so once Matthew Sargent, one of our student assistants, he he goes in there, he puts all the clips together, cuts them up, puts the name in there, and we can watch them whenever we want.
You started against Utah. How much do you think that experience will help you just prepare for this?
I mean, it's definitely going to help because, I mean, my first collegiate start was at, like you said, Utah, in a tough environment, tough place to play. I think it's going to help too. And I think what's going to help the most too is I've sat behind a starter for 2 years who's going on to do stuff in the NFL and play great. And so I kind of know and kind of have my own routine kind of figured out before that. So I'm excited and ready to go.
Is there any chance we see a Dorian hurdle from you?
I don't know. Maybe, but probably not.
How useful is the film from the GoPro when it's on your head? Like when you look at it later?
It's very useful because, when we get the camera angle from really high up top, you can't see what I'm seeing because I have to see through the line and I have to see around backers and I have to see safeties. It helps a lot because it's really, like I said before, you're getting another rep of the play. And you're like, hey, I think I could move this guy that way or fit it in this window. It's really helpful.
What can you say about both Dante and Collin as newcomers to come in and pick up the system to the point?
Yeah, they've been great. They're really smart guys. Dante's really smart. Collin's really smart. Dante's impressive because he's 18 years old and he comes in and learning a tough offense, and he's done a phenomenal job. And I mean, nothing but kudos to those guys. They're very smart, very intelligent.
Where are you in terms of your grad progress?
I'll be graduating next winter quarter, after next winter. So,
not this one coming up, the next one?
So we have fall coming up,
Yeah.
and then winter after that. So I'll be graduating spring 2024.
Good. How are you guys?
Good. So what do you think about this 3-quarterback system and being part of it?
Well, I love being a part of something like this. It's something special. Not every organization has this many guys that could play for their team. So I think that's really special. But I played 2 quarterbacks at Kent, so I'm used to this. So there's nothing there really.
2 quarterbacks the whole year, or just like part-time, or?
Yeah, I played a role. It was mainly part-time, but you come and you compete every day, no matter what your role is. You try to make not only the guys in your room, but the guys around you better.
You think that will help you having that experience?
Yeah, I do. And Garber's been doing this a long time, so being able to sit behind him and watch and learn from him is something that I'm very acceptable about, and also learning from Coach Kelly and Coach Gundy, who do terrific things.
I remember back in the spring, you mentioned, the very first time we talked to you, you mentioned there was a learning curve. When in the process did things really start to click for you to get to this point?
I would say later in spring ball, but mainly the start of fall camp is when I really started to, get a really good feel for it. It took that time off to really learn the plays and learn the footwork, so it wasn't like much of thinking out there. It's more of just playing football and what I do and what I love.
Spring was pretty critical in that whole development, would you say?
Yeah, it was a big thing because spring's when you put in all your main concepts and your main things. So learning the base stuff for that, and then just basically learning around it and adding new things to it throughout fall camp and throughout the season. So spring was definitely very educational, and what I needed to get done and what I needed to learn to help me move on and be in this position.
Is this offense, Chip Kelly's offense, right? It's well known. Is it everything that you thought it would be, NFL style?
I think it's everything I thought it would be and more. I went from a very simple concept at my last school to the NFL type style. And so, this is not only going to help me here, but it's going to help me in the long run.
They got some packages in for you just to tuck and run there, Colin?
We'll see what happens on Saturday. I don't know.
Tried. I had to try.
How's it been working with the receivers, knowing that this kind of unique situation, trying to get that timing down with them?
Yeah, I mean, we got unbelievable receiver core. These guys can really get off the ball and get moving. They got size, they got length, they got speed, so it's everything that you want out of a receiver core. So just getting out and after practice, throwing a little extra balls, seeing what their timing is, seeing what their routes are, just learning those guys and who they are and how you can play with them.
Remind us a little bit of the timeline when you committed here and then Dante committed. You committed before you had known he was coming here, right? Is that how it worked?
Yeah, I think I committed late December and he was early January.
Right. And didn't change your mind about coming here at all?
No, I mean, I'm not going to run away from competition, and I don't think any of these guys are. So, you know, we got a great quarterback room, and that's what we all want. We want great people around us so we can even be greater than we are.
How much did the situation just kind of help, you know, sharpen and help you, I guess, keep the focus, knowing that there were 2 other guys who were, even back to the spring, 4 other guys?
Well, I think it really brought the best out of me. You know, I kind of had a pretty secure position. I kind of maybe fell back on that too much. So now I'm really competing every day, coming out with a good attitude, good mindset, just to get better every day. Not only personally, you know, physically or mentally, but, you know, help the guys around me get better. You know, be a vocal leader and lead by example.
How do you think you have to get better?
I think I just need to be more crisp on what I need to learn and what I need to read. Like I said, it's a very challenging offense, but I'm still getting there. But less thinking, more playing. That's how I need to get better.
Oh, all right.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So how was the golf game?
Trying to learn. You know, when I first came out here, I didn't know how to swing a golf club. I've only been at Top Golf a couple times, but being around Garbers and Collin and meeting people like Bo Garner on the team, they all love the golf. And then when the conversations come up of them competing and doing what they're doing and stuff like that, I was just always wanting to learn. And from then, I just started going with them to do some tee times and really just be out there and enjoy the beautiful nature. And been picking up some game. You know, I ask guards a lot of questions because they see he's the best on the team. But I'm gonna get up there one day with him.
So how do you feel about Saturday? Obviously, you're going to play as part of a 3-quarterback system. How do you feel about that?
It's a true blessing for sure. I know with this quarterback room is really special. There's many great quarterbacks, and being out here, you know, 'cause I'm the youngest in the room, so being out here with all these great, you know, Garbs, Collin, Justin, and especially Chase, you know, being out there just giving, you know, learning from them, learning from their mistakes, them telling me stories about just how the game goes and stuff like that. Just a true blessing for sure. And I know playing out there in the Rose Bowl, I've been up there before, but I know playing in the Rose Bowl for sure is going to be insane, you know, with the great fans and really just understand I'm in college football now. It's not like high school no more, you know. I'm in college football where things got intense, and I'm just truly blessed. And I know there's a lot of work to still be done, but, you know, can't wait.
Would you say you're nervous, excited, maybe a little bit of both?
Both.
Okay.
Truly, you know, a lot of times before games, everybody has the nerves and everything like that. Nobody can say they're never nervous, you know. It just happens, it's natural. I'm really excited first because, you know, it's college football. I've been watching college football since I was younger. You know, I watched Caleb and them this weekend and really just seeing how they played and just seeing Notre Dame and seeing, you know, Zach Branch and Jaden Greathouse for Notre Dame. I know that they were my class of freshmen and they were scoring and, you know, getting in the end zone. I was just smiling just watching them because I know they all have been, you know, dreaming for this, you know, chance to do those type of things. But can't wait. It's going to be fun for sure.
Is your family going to be able to come out here?
Yeah, my family will be able to get out here. I say, you know, ticket situation, you know, some people are stay here, some people are not using their tickets, so we're just trying to do what we can, and I can't wait for them to get out here.
How far do you think you've come since the beginning of spring?
Really far, really far. I like that question. I know when I came in during spring, it was just so much, you know. So I'm trying to learn Coach Kelly's offense. You know how Coach Kelly's offense can be. It can be, you know, chaotic, but at the end of the day, it's gonna put you in the right way to make sure that you're gonna be the greatest quarterback you can be. I know with his offense, there's many different schemes, many different ways to do things, and I know so much, but I'm still learning, you know. Like I said in our meetings, you know, before we come out here, even at night, it's just really just being in that quarterback room. You know, I appreciate Coach Gundy from him breaking down and taking the time out just to help us learn and everything like that. And it's good though, but coming a long way. I'm glad I came here early. Got to go through spring ball, got to go through fall camp. Fall camp was crazy. Forgot what some time of the day it was and all types of things. But I came a long way for sure, and I'm proud of myself. And I know there's more work to be done.
Is there a particular moment that comes to mind where you can say, you know what, things maybe started to really slow down for you and you started to really grasp it?
I'll probably say second week of fall camp. During spring, everything was just flying fast, learning plays, learning how the different speeds, you know, going against Lot 2, going against everybody like that. It's just so much going on. Fall camp, like I said, everything was still going the first week, but in the second week, I kind of started getting comfortable. Not really comfortable, started getting comfortable, started feeling like I'm getting back to myself and not being out there just, you know, just looking around, eyes everywhere. But I'll probably say that's the time I started feeling comfortable about everything.
Keeps you on your toes going up against Lot 2 and the Murphys, huh?
Yeah, they're different for sure. I know with all this attention that they're getting, it's truly deserved for sure. I know with Lot 2, I mean, with everything going on, with all the hype and everything about him, it's just he's the real deal for sure. And I know at practice they can't touch us, thank God. But I just know sometimes they'll be right next to me, and I'll be like, wow, how did you get there so fast? So, you know, I'm proud of this great team we have, and they're helping us all get better.
How's that whole Oculus system help you with the feel for the game, knowing what you're supposed to do, the plays, the whole thing?
Talking about for the GoPro
Yeah,
situation?
no, the virtual reality.
Oh, the
thing.
VR? Oh,
The
yeah.
VR.
This morning when I was eating breakfast, Kyle.
You just said you were on it.
Yeah, Kyle
Yeah.
put on his story that I was in the mornings on the VR doing things. I know it's for sure. Like I talked about this before in the other interviews. It's a true blessing to have that. I know while we're at home or not actually on the football field, just being out there actually putting yourself in the reality of being on the football field and seeing how these looks were at practice, and if I thought I saw this at practice, and then having a chance to go back and say, okay, I was wrong on that read, so I just get to learn from it. It's been a lot for sure, but I just know that with that, it's just a true blessing to have it. I know that we're all learning from it.
I asked Colin about this. How much did it help just knowing that the competition went on for as long as it did, and knowing that you have to keep proving yourself week after week?
I mean, every day, like I said, we know as quarterbacks, and only one can play. Only one can play on the football field. I know that when it came to us, just we all got better every day. A lot of days we probably have a little bit off days, but the next day we always came back and came to be better. And I just know with everybody being out here, we're all learning from each other and really understanding that. Coach Kelly didn't announce it probably I'm pretty sure today, and understand everything like that. I just know we weren't really worried about the competition part of who's going to start and everything. We just kept making sure that we got each other better. Just kept having fun. That's the main thing, having fun with the game. And really, when it got announced, like I said, congrats to Garbers and everything like that. We're all going to get our reps and everything like that. So, like I said, we got more work to be done, and I know I got to improve myself.
How do you feel about that offensive line, the confidence level you have in that?
Like I say, the main person that starts it, Duke. For sure, Duke. I know coming in, he's been here for many years, and he really just pulled me to the side to talk to me and said, "I got you." And I know within him, I just know that him being here with Dorian, him and Dorian had the same trust and everything like that. I know we have to build our trust, and having Josh Carlin, another great golfer by the way. Josh, he, him and Duke, I see they're like best friends. Every time they're in the locker room, they're talking with each other. Every time you see them out eating, they're eating with each other, and it's the way they communicate on the football field, the way they talk about what they see, what they look. So I just call them the two best friends because I just know that I trust this online, and those are the main two I know that for sure got everybody's back.